What's up? It's Thito. We're back here with Danganronpa. Now, this video is going to be a little longer than I wanted, but I didn't want to split the class trial up into 3 parts again. So hey, we're dealing with what we do with what we got. If you haven't already, you should probably check out the rest of the playlist because we're coming up on some major spoilers, and the link to that will be in the description. So let's jump into it. Not over yet, is it? When who killed Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden Sakura was like, I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf! I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden Sakura was right there in front of me! I remember waking up...
You were taken by surprise when you smashed her head.
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Okay,
No,
nice. Easy dubs.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Has to be it. Evidence that proves there was an attack and the magazine shelf bloodstains.
I got it!
So I'm
Sakura
thinking
was
she ended up
definitely attacked
killing
in front of the
herself
shelf.
with the poison. I think everyone wanted to kill her.
The blood stain by the
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
This is so
All to
confusing.
make it look like I
There are
did
at
it.
least 2
Because when I hit her,
attackers.
she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way for Toko to... The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because...
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? Yes, it's the poison! The poison for Cusco, the poison chosen specifically to kill Cusco. I mean...
What was was it that killed Ogre?
Not the
It wasn't
poison.
from Genocide Jill's attack. And what was it?
The poison for
There's no other
Sakura.
possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Don't plant.
Shoot! What was it that killed Ogre? It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack. And what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Okay, this is gonna be this and what's it called? It's gonna be this and
It wasn't from Genocide. What was it?
There's no other that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot.
okay, yeah,
No,
cool.
it's wrong.
Because the Monokuma file says she was vomiting blood, and that's one thing that hasn't been discussed
According
yet
to the
here.
Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all
I
it
doubt
was,
it.
the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
I've been saying it.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
He's really that cocky.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course.
Cyocane
If
powder.
you don't mind.
I bet my life on it.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
Yeah,
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
The poison.
It's not an
Poison
especially
for Cusco.
powerful
The
poison,
poison probe was
but it'll still
specifically to kill
you if you drink
Cusco.
an entire
Cusco's poison.
bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C.
Yeah.
In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
It came from Section A.
I got it!
Yep.
The poison was actually in Section A,
But
wasn't
it wasn't actually poison. It was essence of llama. Any second now, she's gonna fry it up here in the llama, saying,
You
"I'm
just
actually
said
alive,
that
guys."
Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
Master? We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stare and watch. As if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle first? Oh,
Sure, do whatever you like.
Goku took the bottle from Yaki and scraped out bits of the contents with one finger. Touched her finger to her tongue.
it's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Most likely into the protein powder. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would mean that, conversely, the poison must have been in... Big man's camp. Protein... Is it EIN? Drink. Drink. Okay.
Now I understand.
Protein drink. I couldn't think of what the last one could be because it wasn't like container.
The
But it was
poison
drink.
must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it!
A protein
You're
drink.
saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Deadly poison? Or delectable tea? Or deadly poison?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footprints, right?
I got it!
Footprints in the powder,
Footprints
yeah.
left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sakura and Hina. Wouldn't it be?
I got it!
What's it, Sakura?
Me and
Oh,
Hina are
Sakura
the
didn't
only
wear
ones.
sneakers.
Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Makes sense. Okay, let me see your shoes and I'll look from the stairs for myself.
If the footprints did
Yeah.
belong to Makoto, that left only one
Okay,
other
dude,
possibility.
Byakuya has big brain. See, he's a dick. He's kind of cool. Like, can't say I'm wrong. Compared to Celeste, who was just a dick.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us.
Now, so
I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true?
you already
Did
said
you
yes,
really-
it was.
Kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I never suspected Hina. That's
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
no, I'm not.
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly...
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
My ear is itchy.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
If that's true. A little strange.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Along? Till we figure it out. Until I uncover the truth of this case. I knew it was gonna happen.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Where were the footprints and what direction were they facing?
First I went to that's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the...
Yeah. Okay, I moved from Section C, and that's where I
Oh
switched.
my
Once
gosh!
I was
Okay, I
done,
missed
took the bottle filled, then I took the bottle and left the chem.
Okay, I'm pretty
Honestly,
sure
that's enough.
the
How
lie
much
is
longer
going from
must we
Section C to Section A. Okay.
First
think
I
that's
went
what
to,
this
when I
was.
grabbed the
And you spilled some of the powder on...
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle,
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C.
No, it's wrong.
Okay. So I'm glad I missed that first one because I would have been wrong.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that
No.
can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I left a footprint behind.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
I don't know what's going on here, but it's big brain.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
User slash do be pretty good though. Piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it? Huh?
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Shard of light blue glass kick a time above. Yeah, remember now, I broke something the same. The rec room window.
God! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question.
How did it get in the bottle?
How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Section A of the shelf.
the
Should
bottle
have,
of poison was
anyway.
left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
I'm not surprised, but at the
In
same
reality,
time, I'm
that
just
bottle of
confused.
poison most
Like,
definitely
what's going
found its
on?
way
What's
to the
going on?
rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that
I mean, at that
glass
point, it
in that
probably
bottle.
would have been Byakuya.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
But Genocide Jill wasn't there, so how can she say that? It would have to be Toko saying that.
Okay then.
Because they don't
that
share
settles it.
memories, they said.
That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Where's the proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened? It was on top of the glass.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before...
No, that's wrong.
Easy, Dubs. Easy. Although I still...
You remember how there was broken
It could be
glass scattered
Byakuya,
all
because
around the
Byakuya
room,
was
right?
the only one, or was the first one back to the chem lab after the, what's it called, rec room was open.
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. He also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that,
Was I right?
we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
I got it!
It had to have been Sakura because
I
of the...
think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Sakura from section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. This is the third one?
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the—
This should prove it.
The yellow powder on her shoe, yeah.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, What else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
When that killed Sakura, the connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe
Yeah.
it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
Gosh.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did.
Most likely, that's
She
what I
sat there,
guess.
drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
How could you hit the others? Shake your legs, Hina left the rec room, yeah?
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison, vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed
Dude,
Sakura?
this is something. These class trials never cease to amaze me, because like there's just so many elements that like I see. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed or anything, but like I don't know, man. I never would have thought Hina would have done anything. I mean, I thought that she probably did it herself from like, you know, square one of the class trial and even part of the investigation, I think. But it did, the creators of the game did so much to just, what's it called, make it seem like she didn't, and, you know, this and this happened, especially from the vomiting of blood. I was like, it's poison, it's gotta be. There's poison on the fourth shelf, but like, man, this is something. I love it a lot.
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not!
Yeah,
Nothing's
yes it
over!
is. It is over.
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Closing. Oh, I have to do this. Although this one seems really easy. Wait, no, wait. That one would be Byakuya. Then these are coming out. Seeing that, putting it in upside down accidentally. Right there. Putting you down. Cause that's just that. Okay, I think I have it right. I think I have it right.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
We'll see. I think my music is a bit too loud.
Specifically, those people were...
Oh, sorry. Here.
But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toka.
Okay. Let's see. Hopefully it wasn't too bad for the majority of it.
She got there one step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
And looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room.
Then
next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Okay. That right there has to be that, and everything else should still be in place.
The killer is you! Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name.
How did his jacket not fall off when he was... Because it's not over his arms, it's just over his shoulders. It's not, his arms aren't in it. So it did not fall off when he was like, yeet. Oh, whatever.
Toko. By writing her
Anyway.
name, he was hoping to pin
It's
the
all right.
murder on her.
It's just physics, it's alright.
But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
It was
But in her
upside down.
rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack.
Yeah.
When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her.
Yeah.
This
That's about
explains
right.
why there were
Yeah.
2 wounds on Sakura's head.
Well, I think my cat was clawing at this foam a bit. There's a chunk taken out of it. No fun.
Assuming
Anyway.
Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there.
Yeah.
We had to smash the door's window to get inside.
Because I'm a beast. I was just like, yeet, and it was open. True story. True story.
But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion.
Or
And the
too
one
big
who went
brain.
to all
Like
that effort
3,000 IQ. Big brain.
was you, Hina.
But does that mean that... But she shouldn't get executed, though. No one should get executed, theoretically.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
Ooh, I'm big brain.
Makoto, how did you...
Byakuya didn't know it. I'm bigger brainer than Byakuya. Oh, yeah, over there. Yeah.
How did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh?
Oh, well.
I mean,
I'm just better than you.
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
It's just simple as that. Just not good enough. Not good enough.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Am I gonna get an S rank? Dang. Oh, but I got 96 Monokuma or the Kuna. The I don't remember what they're called. but
Okay,
it's fine.
okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Yeah.
I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast.
I don't see
your
any
vote.
levers though.
So, who will be chosen as the blackened?
Sakura.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
We've always made the right choice up till now, so what makes this one
What's
any
it gonna
different?
be? What's it gonna be?
Can't really be guilty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Who would have killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My
Okay, we're done here.
What did you
That's
say?
the whole truth. I see. But there's one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest
What
of
are you
us.
thinking?
And yet why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have
I
been
couldn't
the
let her
one to
be
die.
the only one to die. You don't mean you were gonna take all of us with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand. Now let me explain. You realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died. Look at this. Just brutality had made me desperate. Or has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. I found this on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me. You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't.
my closest friend got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all gonna kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them. Like about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you once, even you, Hina, please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy. They're friends. Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you'd just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend of all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, it was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That was what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands. That's how far you'd pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina,
Hina,
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that? I have a favor to ask. Favor?
Some protein.
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized I saw someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura,
Please.
please let me in. Please open the door.
Why?
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 Why? Why did she have to die? She had weakness just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her, tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. Or I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her, all of us. We pushed her into a corner and murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you led us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died, hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out, and in the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I can never face her after this.
Hey, hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right now when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's taken so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. Do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you said just is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion is what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course, I knew what she was thinking, because her and me.
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is,
yes, indeed.
don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What the heck is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
Suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. Whoop, Hina already?
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This one is Sakura's addressed to Hina. Put it this one is Sakura addressed to Hina and put it in her room.
Huh?
What then? You lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. Don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now, well
I
now,
can't
well,
help
well
it if you
now.
totally took my little scribble at face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I had some stuff on my mic there, sorry. I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. But did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So, what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene. Cut.
And
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey, hey!
But you haven't even been curious about the whole suicide note thing. But haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first
But
place?
hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate killing yourself is just so final, You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth lost in the darkness gives me the willies.
enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes,
Okay. Geez, talk about a buzzkill. All right, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night here in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the
And
mastermind.
what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness of my own heart, the mistake of my succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise.
Whoa, it's
no
all going
longer
all wibbly
regret.
wobbly on the back. Was it like that the first time we saw that? I don't know.
I've made my decision.
I'm like,
I'm
okay,
going to resist
anyway.
you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I am perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control, and to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting to protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. She sacrificed so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
So it was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. So, I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions, not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible.
Just something.
Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
This is... I don't understand, or I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. Thought we were close, and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other. We almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean the next victim? Nobody blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're the wrong for tricking Hino with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Huh? Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. It's all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. No one can blame Hina either. Ooh, bahawo. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered because the one we needed to destroy is you, no one else.
What? What do you
What
want?
the heck? That's not how this was supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure that this killing game is a competition between all of you? Remember,
Hey!
your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely. Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of this game. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game. Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear of this game.
Don't make me repeat
There's no
myself.
point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement, which is why I will no longer be participating in it. Well, what's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to,
All clear.
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment on the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you were thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now you can't say that Sakura's death had no meaning. How boring. Nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
what the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on
You
track.
want me to punish you guys?
At this moment, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
what?
Wait, but Sakura is technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh heavens, no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't just sub in whatever role student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bearer times one rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. Special guest?
Let's get
oh.
everything we've got. It's punishment time.
No. When did Monokuma get buff? Excavator Destroyer. Oh. How did it turn into a ball? You suck, man. You turned into a mangled hunk of junk. Ooh, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. I'm all about grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it is at. Ha 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 ha.
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. For the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned into fury, black and muddy, boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend! How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh, you were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. It wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him. Is that what you called animism? Where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out, all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually,
Finally? No. I knew about him from the very beginning. I knew Jiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge? Well, I mean, the data in the laptop was, I guess you call it, a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network is just too personal, so I had to do a little reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else is so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help us at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better.
very
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everyone who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left to Sakura's note. Oh. Do you have your attention, or do I have your attention? Okay, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina, there's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully, it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mysteries of the school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here. So I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie doopsie, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. But you can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tremble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys.
That's the whole point. Stupid is to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Well, I could never let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
hey, sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not gonna just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Oh, wow. What a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die. She'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares? It's what some dead muscle head has to say.
Well,
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try and get some rest, you know. And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Oh, it's just TikTok, okay. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school. The mastermind did something to us. Yoko said something like that before, didn't she? After all, Celeste's trial was it was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Ooh.
Ooh, what?
Hey,
Answer me, what did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? If we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off, and the bomb explodes. I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
So the class trial is over. Monica was gone.
but
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there than to head back up? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But I, must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. Some kind of mystery, the kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones who figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. However many times you plan to apologize, how about you make that the last one? I haven't reached to the point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
no.
No. You cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romantic master between me and Master. What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you are a sleazeball.
See.
Apparently, you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No.
Stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse. Give and take me. I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it feels for now. So Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 past.
Okay, yeah,
Soon
sure.
the door. Okay then.
I don't really care. I can remember the last time I fell into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Whoa. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Was dragging me from my sleep, right from my deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead.
Kyoko?
Yes,
Kyoko?
it's me.
Huh?
Kyoko?
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. But what are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door, it was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious? Anyways, and you don't have any time to... have to overreact like that. Every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m. Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? All right. With that, I'm gonna save it. Save. That we're gonna save and end here. That class trial was something I never, like, I had that prediction that she killed herself, but I never would have expected it to be true, especially knowing her and her personality. So I guess we'll end this here, and we'll see what Kyoko has to say in the next episode. So yeah, if you're enjoying this series so far, remember to like and subscribe, and hey, see y'all on the flip side.